Hello there, Brooklyn Hurricane Marching Band. This is Mr. Sullivan coming at you again with episode 2 of Brooklyn Marching Band today. Today we're going to talk a little bit about one of the most important parts of our band program, of our instrumental music program, of any performance program, and that is attendance and participation. We have this philosophy that everybody is a part of this team. And I know that we think of our athletic teams and so on and so forth, and we think of our band in the same way. I look at it as the ultimate team activity because every single person on the field is contributing to the finished product. And without every single person at every single rehearsal and every single performance, it becomes very difficult for that product to be what we expect it to be, and that's excellent. So to make an excellent product, you have to have excellent attendance, you have to have participation to make everything work. So that's our Brooklyn philosophy, that's our Brooklyn Marching Band philosophy. You need to make sure that you're at things, and number one, you need to make sure that you're there on time. All of the report times will be announced for everything, whether it be a rehearsal, a performance, any of the events that we have. You will know well in advance in many different ways what time things are getting started and what you need to have when you get there. For instance, if we have a 7 o'clock to 9 o'clock rehearsal on a Wednesday, you're going to get a remind notification. It's going to be posted on our website, and we're going to make sure that you are given a handout at the beginning of each week that kind of goes through all those things. I know that most people have access to our schedule that I've already put out there for 2020 and 2021, and that lists everything. But for performances, you don't necessarily know what time we would be meeting at the school, what time we'd be stepping off. So all that information is posted well in advance in many different ways. So we do expect you to make sure that you're at things on time. One of the things that we do give kids that's so important, I think, is time for fellowship at the games. So the way that the game would work, we would get to a performance, we would do our pregame show, and then kids will be in the stands as a group for the first and second quarter, playing stand cheers, you know, just having a good time and supporting the team, and then we would go do our halftime show. Immediately following halftime, you would have third quarter privileges, meaning you have some social time, some time that you can run to get something at concession, or grab a donut or a cup of hot chocolate or something like that. So that third quarter time is really important for a lot of our students, for most of our students. But if you're late to things, you end up losing out on that third quarter privilege. If you're late to a rehearsal the week before the game, you would lose that third quarter privilege. So being on time is so important. And if I have a 7 to 9 o'clock rehearsal for the band, you don't want to show up right at 7 o'clock. You need to be there before so that we can start at 7 o'clock. I'll often say that our rehearsals are 2 hours in length. So if I have a lot of kids coming late and we can't get started till 7:10, we're going to go for 2 hours and we're going to go till 9:10. So that's the expectation. We need to maximize our time, especially in the unique year that we're having anyway, regarding all of the things in the way of the world and so on and so forth. Another thing that's so important, we do expect you to be at all events. We do expect you to plan around all events. I'm going to have a daughter who's going to be a freshman next year in Medina's program. My son's going to be in 8th grade. I have a 3rd grader, and they're all over the place, whether it be Boy Scouts or marching band or cross country or dance or PSR. They're in so many things, and we still do this and make sure that we can work around that schedule. You need to do the same thing. That's why we give you that schedule so far in advance. If you are going to miss anything for any reason, you need to understand that I don't want a little text on remind from a parent, or you to tell another student to tell another student to tell someone else that you know that they need to let me know that you're not going to be there. That won't work. You need to make sure that you fill out a pink excused absence form. They look like this. They are available in the band room for a limited time. You can also get them on the band website. There is a spot there for them. And all this does is it prevents me from getting all these different lines of communication from many different people. It puts everything in one place. And you have to go through the process of getting this filled out. This is something that we need in advance. If you know something is coming up, like an excused absence, obviously things arise. You might have a family wedding that's out of town. I've had kids have a death in the family. Something that is that severe and that serious and that you need to be for that, we totally understand those things. I've had kids audition at schools out of state and they have a conflict. Those are excusable things. You need to make sure that you fill out the pink absence form. If you know something that far in advance, like a wedding coming up in September, then I expect to have that pink absence form by August 12th, which is the first Wednesday night rehearsal that we're going to have after band camp. I don't want the pink excused absence form the day before you leave. So if you know something in advance, let us know. Communication is the key on that. Reasons why you would miss something. Actually, reasons that wouldn't be excused. Let's talk about that. You know, absences due to work, camp, studying, SAT, ACT, you know, you had a lot of homework. Oh, I got a big test tomorrow. You know, I've been through that. I've done all that. I'm watching my kids go through it, and they don't miss things because of that. You need to make sure that it is something that is necessary and that you communicate with us and let us know. Remember, rehearsals and performances are the primary focus of marching band. So you want to make sure that you're at everything. If you're going to miss a rehearsal, we need at least a 1-week notice. If you're going to miss a performance, we need at least 2 weeks, and we like to have it even before that. Making sure that you're at all performances is so important. Also, it's important to be at all rehearsals. You know the schedule, you know how this works. We have weekly evening rehearsals. If you have an unexcused absence for one of those things, then you need to understand that we could possibly have a consequence of you not performing on Friday night at the game. We would still have you dress in full uniform, but you just wouldn't be able to participate in what we call the meat and potatoes, which would be the actual marching performance on Friday night. So again, just reiterate, this is the ultimate team activity. You need to be there, not just for you, not just for your grade, but for all the people that are around you expecting you to be in that spot. When the band is moving across the field, playing the fight song, and there's a moment where everybody freezes and turns, you know, you're expecting to be surrounded by all the same people that you rehearse with. So when that person is missing, it makes it very difficult for anybody else to make the proper adjustments to make it all look right and make it happen. So make sure that you're there for the people that expect you to be. We'll see you next time. Thank you so much. We love you, Brooklyn.